Hello, hello, hello. A very, very happy Friday to you all, and welcome back to another Taurex daily live trading session. I hope everyone is doing well and had a good week in the markets. Probably better than mine. Didn't really work out on my S&P 500 trade, to be honest. So today we are going to review the week. We'll keep it nice and light. I always do on a Friday. I know people are clocking off, but there is actually some data out today in the form of some of the data I just absolutely cannot stand, and that is PMI data, because it causes a lot of chop and churn on a Friday. It's important data in its own right, but it's not anything that would help my style of trading anyway. But it might help people who potentially scalp the markets, because you can get some good scalping opportunities off the back of that. So yeah, We'll break down the week, and of course, if anyone has any questions on anything that's happened in the week, something they're not quite sure about, then feel free to put that in the chat section, and I'll be more than happy to help. Normally on a Friday, people don't tune in as much on a Friday, which is I don't blame them really, because they're probably clocking off for the weekend. Kirkton, hello to you, and good morning to you, Dibble. Hope you're both doing well. Thank you very much for tuning in. It is morning here, just about 11 a.m. Here in Dubai. Bobby, hello to you. Bobby's made it on time today. Crazy. Good stuff. Good to see you, Bobby. Thank you very much for tuning in. Hope you're doing well, and I hope you've had a good trading week so far. Not so far, because we're near the end of it. Right. Anyway, let's just address the elephant in the room straight away. Look at this. It didn't really work out for me on the S&P 500. So there's not really much else to say, to be honest. It's a trade that didn't quite work out for me. That's why I was always risk managed. You get that frustrating thing when your stop loss gets hit, and then it comes up, and when we would have theoretically now sort of been at break even, but it didn't work out. I had some reservations of the fact that we were sort of already at all-time highs, but the way I like this pattern, this grind, to the top side, I quite like the fact that we had that, and we were very close, to be fair. We were actually very close to having some sort of breakout candle here, which would, I think, if we'd have got that breakout candle, we would have continued higher. It ended up being a liquidity grab, and then we sort of taken the bottom side of this liquidity as well, and now we're trading back in the middle. So sometimes, guys, that's just the way the cookie crumbles. That's just the way it falls for you. I have no real. I don't. The thing that about trading in general is just that I'm not really that emotional about it. I took a loss. I take plenty of losses. I probably lose more trades than I win. But the fact that I made 10% in January is giving me a nice little buffer. So anyway, let's just quickly head over to the trading journal, and I want to show obviously transparency in all the trades that I place. So we know that trade. I'll get it up on my phone, my MetaTrader. Where was it? When did we enter that trade? It was on the 19th. So 02, 19, 2025. We were long on the S&P 500. My entry price was about 6,120. Stop loss 6,090. Close P&L minus 1,432. Oh, I don't know why it's done that. That's weird. It was a H4 trend rider trade. Confidence in the trade. I probably should have filled this out before, but I would say it was a 3. Fundamentally, I was bullish still. Yeah, I mean, there wasn't any. I'm looking at the chart now, and I don't really see anything wrong with the entry. It was a test. There was a nice test, and there was support coming in around where that EMA 12 is. So, yeah, it was a good entry level. It wasn't a good entry because it lost, but it was theoretically a good entry. My lessons from there, I'll probably say that I did have I had reservations about buying at the all-time high. So maybe I need to rethink buying, rethink trading at all-time highs due to risk reward. So basically what I mean by that is that, like, and I've said it about gold quite a few times. It's just that, you know, sometimes when you've got you're sort of trading at levels that are uncharted, that are untested, you get more unpredictability. You get more unpredictability. Is that even a word? You get more unpredictable situations where you get that sort of big dump, where you get that profit taken, and that can flush you out if your stop loss isn't wide enough. And that is what happened to me. So I'm going to think about that next time. And next time I see maybe the stock market all time. And for those of you who watch my streams all the time, I do sort of say that, you know, be careful, the risk reward when you're, like I said it about gold, risk reward at all time highs isn't always great. So maybe that's a little bit of a lesson for me to learn. And it just goes to show that, you know, it doesn't matter how experienced you are, how consistent and profitable you are, you're going to take losses, and sometimes you can't not make an excuse. Sometimes you can't justify every single loss and say that you've done something wrong. But there's always sometimes something that you can learn a little bit. But often, if you're executing your strategy correctly, you will take losses, and that's the case. So I'll put that into my 2025 sheet, and that should update my P&L. So that means that so far for 2025, I'm 7% in profit. We are the 21st of February. February's been a trickier month for me. I'm not going to make excuses. It's perfectly normal to have some drawdown. We had the nice buffer from January, so 3% so far down in February. There's still how many days we've got? We've still got a week left, so we can still I can still claw this one back for sure. Okay, right. On other news, we are still live on dollar CAD. We're still alive. I'm still alive on dollar CAD, right? So here was my trade. I'm in a tiny bit of profit. I'll be honest. I thought I was down and out, and sometimes that is the beauty of not tinkering with your trade. So my original stop loss, right, was because I entered off the test of here, basically. You can see where I actually entered down here, but it was off the test of this. And I always put my stop loss personally with this strategy that I use. It's like quite mechanical based strategy. I always put my stop loss like sort of 10 or 15 points above where the EMA 36 is. And you can see when I was in a tiny bit of profit, and then I saw this candle, that one there. It just goes to show you can't predict what's going to happen for sure. I would have been pretty certain that we were on for a bullish reversal. And what's happened? Well, we've come back down. We haven't had any sort of bullish crossover. And actually, to be fair, it doesn't look too sad now, right? So that's a lesson that if you've got some analysis, you place a trade, you know, don't tinker with it too much. I could have gone, right, I'm going to move my stop loss now to like here, because if we come above here, then we're definitely going to go. You don't know. You know, just keep the original trade as it was and let it play out. You know, if you're willing to risk that amount at the start of the trade, right, then it doesn't matter, does it? So I'm willing to lose 2% on this trade. If I lose 2%, I was willing to lose it anyway. So why tinker with it? That's just some advice for those when it comes to the psychology and risk management of trading. And having that mindset will help you in the long run. Yes, you'll take losses. You can't avoid it. You literally cannot avoid it. Okay, good stuff. And then obviously we did have some analysis, and I know some people, and I'm really happy some people managed to catch on to this. I know Jack, who's one of the members of our community, managed to catch on to this short opportunity on dollar yen, and you can see dollar yen has been the best market to trade. The yen has been the best currency to trade against this dollar weakness that we've seen, right? And you can see that in the price action and how we're still trading lower. And you can see that we've got, I'm not going to enter, by the way, because I'm already short dollar CAD, but there's a potential re-entry here around this area, but not something I'm going to trade personally, but we are still bearish on dollar yen until I see evidence otherwise. Okay. And then to be honest, what I like to do now is, because it's a Friday, I've got one trade open, lost one trade this week, and I've got one trade that's in a small bit of profit. I'm not going to go chasing the markets today. I'm personally going to treat this as a day I don't want to trade. And the reason is, and it's just my personal opinion, is we've got a lot of this PMI data out today. And it's a Friday on top of that. So I just think it's going to be a bit messy and a bit choppy, if I'm being honest. So, yeah, we've got all this PMI data. If you are a scalper, and you, like, for example, the Euro PMI data, if it's stronger than what the forecast is, that can be stronger for the currency. But just bear in mind that, we're not talking about inflation and interest rates here. We're talking about PMIs, which is like middle of the pile when it comes to importance and direction in markets. Okay, there's more important things at play is what I'm trying to say. So don't get hung up on if the PMI data comes in stronger and the currency doesn't go to the moon. Don't get caught up or worried about that, if you know what I mean. So a lot of the reactions around these PMI releases are pretty short-lived. So just bear that one in mind, okay? We have got later on, obviously, then we have UK PMIs, then we have US PMIs later on today as well. And I think we've got retail sales or something. I might be wrong, but yeah, it's a bit of a choppy day today, in my opinion. So if you do manage to get into some opportunities, I would think about today being a day where, like, you take profit off the table a bit quicker than you normally would, because of the nature of this, these PMI data's coming out, and you could get like quick 20 pips and it will reverse back down, like that sort of day. So it can be a bit annoying to trade, to be honest. Is it the same story on the USD versus the Swiss franc? Let's have a look. Yeah, look at that. Yeah, see, that would have been a decent entry. Let's say here where you would have entered. So there's your. So as per, this is why I like to tweak things. I don't keep things the same in terms of, like, I've tweaked this strategy to suit me, and I've noticed some things. If you move this up to 42 pips, so the stop loss here is 32 pips, so perfect entry, and you would have taken a loss, yeah? But to save yourself getting flushed out, you can just give yourself a 10 pip breathing room, 42 pips, and look, you stay in the trade. And you're in a decent bit of profit now, pretty much at nearly reach 1-to-1, I think. Yeah, look, reach 1-to-1 there. So with this, I know you know how to use the trend rider strategy, and it's really easy, and I will teach people how to do it. Yeah, you can see that the power of just giving yourself that little extra bit of breathing room. It's worth sacrificing that little bit of risk reward just to give yourself a bit of breathing room. It's nothing much, and it won't always work, but typically I found that if it goes 10 pips above the EMA 36, then we could be in for a reversal. So just on the US dollar, and let's get rid of these and let's just talk about some general analysis. You can actually see pretty much this week, the frustrating thing is that I called it quite well. I was actively looking for dollar weakness, wasn't I? However, I just chose the wrong pair, and that's sometimes the way it goes. You can see how we broke below this low, so it wasn't even a liquidity grab anymore. This is a break of structure, and then there's a brief retest, and then boom! Look at that candle yesterday. Ouch. So I still think there's legs in this dollar downside as we head into next week. So that will mean that, next week, hopefully we'll find some more, trading opportunities. I won't just look at the trend rider. I know I'll look at other things as well. And I still like the look of dollar CAD to the downside. Look at the day we had yesterday. Lots of bearish engulfing candles on these dollar pairs. The gold story remains one of, like, a grind to the upside. There's still that uncertainty around the peace deal, which I think will keep gold prices elevated on the whole. So I'll be on the lookout for any gold dips. Oil, we had higher, as this is for you, Lara, we had higher inventories in oil. You would have expected that oil prices fell as a result, but if you look at the news that we had overnight, is the fact that we are expecting, OPEC is expected to once again postpone its production hike, fearing disruption to an oil market with economic and geopolitical uncertainties. If so, it'll be the fourth time that the current hike in production has been delayed. It's probably why we saw oil prices actually tick a little bit higher. However, if I go onto the 4-hour time frame, you can just see how what concerns me about the bull side for oil is that you see this. What's this, guys? We know that's a liquidity grab on the top side. And then we've started to reverse. So now this low becomes really important, because should this low be broken, I would actually switch to something that looks like that, right? But at the moment, we're sort of just like, we can argue that we're stuck in the middle of this bull run, of this stretch from this low up to this high. So we've got a liquidity grab. I mean, early signs would suggest that actually this is potentially oil topping out here at 73. And we may see this. So I've got my eyes on a break below this low next week, a retest of a fair value gap or an order block, and then boom, I want to trade it down to 70. So I actually switched my stance a little bit there, just because, you know, I can see how clearly that liquidity grab, because we missed, so we had this break of structure, retest, then you'd expect if we're going to continue another break of structure, but we didn't, we got a liquidity grab on the top side, and now we're trading lower, and now we've reacted from that. And this is the fourth consecutive bearish 4-hour candle from that. So again, just repeating myself, I know, but I'm really got my eyes on a break below this low as a break of structure. And you can just see how we can then start to map how that trade looks into next week. So a little bit of bonus analysis there for you for early next week. But on Monday, what I will do is I will be live as always for my weekly preview breakdown. So on the weekly preview breakdown, obviously I will go top to bottom on all my markets, have a look at not just the mechanical trend rider based strategy, but also something that like my normal smart money concepts. And it's the final week of February, so hopefully we can, hopefully I can claw back the 3% loss for February. But you know, I'm only joking. It really doesn't. It just doesn't have any effect on me at all, because still 7% up for the year. So I'm very, very happy with that. Okay. Thank you very much to those who tuned in this week. I can't see any other questions coming through. So I imagine that everyone is ready for the weekend and is sick and tired of hearing my voice for this week. So I hope everyone has a fantastic weekend. As I said, I will not personally be trading today. So I'll leave my USD CAD trade open. And we've the journals filled in. I'm feeling good. It's been a good start to the year. I hope everyone has a fantastic weekend. I can see someone type in. Was you going to ask a question? I don't want to go if he was going to ask a question. I think we're all good. No, cool. You're just saying thanks. Okay, good stuff, everybody. See you on Monday for the weekly preview, for the rundown of all of the best trades of the week, in my opinion, the best opportunities of the week. So make sure you come and tune into that. And if you do need me in the meantime in the Discord channel, I will be there. So take care, trade well, trade safe. I'll see you soon. Have a great weekend.